Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another 2026 election prediction for the 2026 midterms. This is the House prediction for the month of June 2025. And so far, the generic ballot has Democrats at a 1.5% advantage, according to RCP, as the time I'm making this video. So Democrats are favored to win back the House. We're probably going to see redistricting in Utah, Wisconsin, and definitely Ohio. Ohio is just confirmed. So we'll start off with Ohio first, which is definitely going to have redistricting. And I see two Democrats being drawn out of their seats here. Marcy Kaptur is probably going to get drawn out. It's easy to make her seat more Republican. Amelia Sykes is probably also going to be drawn out here, so that'll net gain Republicans 2 seats. Heading over to Utah, I still think it's likely Democrats win their court case here to get a safe blue district drawn in Utah. They pretty much split Salt Lake City among these 4 congressional districts, and if they were to win, Salt Lake City must be in its own congressional district to make it safe blue. Wisconsin, with the Democrats' recent Supreme Court victory in Wisconsin, it seems very likely they're going to redraw the Wisconsin House map. How I think they're going to redraw it, I think they're going to make the 8th likely Republican, the 3rd likely Democratic, and the 1st, they can draw this to a D+9 seat if they want to be that aggressive. And if they are that aggressive, which I'm assuming they are going to be, I think they're going to be able to draw out Brian Steele for this seat here as long as they get a good Democratic challenger on their side. But Steele is a really big overperformer, so he could still win in a D+9 seat. It's not impossible. But for now, I think he's the narrow underdog if they draw that map to be a D+9 seat. Let's head over to California and New York, where the most House seats are. So just taking a look at the Central Valley of California, I would probably put Josh Harder's seat as a likely blue seat. I think he's going to win by a bit of a bigger margin. Adam Gray, he is facing a very strong candidate in California 13, so it's going to be another very close race here, but I think with the incumbency advantage, he wins. Jim Costa, this seat is just trending Republican, so I'm going to be putting his lean blue. I think he's going to underperform yet again. He's just losing his margins here every election, which is something to keep an eye on. David Valadao, I think he's going to win re-election in this seat. George Whitesides, I think he's going to win re-election. Young Kim, she's going to face a more stronger Democratic candidate with a lot more funds thrown behind him or her. So I think Democrats are really going to target this seat. She isn't really acting bipartisan in Congress, so she's a huge target here, but I'm putting this as lead Republican. She has outperformed in the past. Ken Calvert, he is an underperformer. Democrats are going to target the seat, but I still think he holds on for re-election. Derek Tran, I think he wins re-election here. He's going to have an incumbency advantage now, and he's a very good Democratic candidate. Min, underperformer, but I still think he's going to win. Mike Levin, I think he's also going to win by a likely blue margin. So no real change in California. It stays about the same. New York, on the other hand, can be very interesting. The governor's race here is shaping up to be a competitive one if Hochul stays the Democratic nominee, which I'm assuming she's probably going to stay the nominee. So in the 17th district, I'm assuming Lawler's going to run because it doesn't look like he's leading in the primary for governor on the Republican side right now. So I think Lawler's going to win re-election here. Josh Riley in New York's 19th. I think he's still going to win re-election here. He outperformed Harris. He's going to be a good candidate, and I think he holds on here. The real races to watch are New York's 3rd and New York's 4th. But New York's 3rd, it's a Trump +4 district, I believe. So this is going to be a race to watch. But Swazi is a very strong Democratic incumbent. He outperformed by 7 points, so I still think he's going to win re-election here. Laura Gillen's race, it's going to be a close one, but I think she's going to manage to narrowly win it. So no real change in the New York House map. But there are a few races to watch. In Montana's 1st, I'm putting this as lean Republican. I think in a more Democratic-leaning year, it's going to get more competitive. Washington's 3rd district, this district's actually left trending, which is good for Marie Perez. So I think she's going to win re-election in this race. Nevada's 2nd, or no, Nevada's third. It's a Trump district. It's going to be one of the closer districts in Nevada, but I'm still putting it as lean Democratic. In Arizona, we got two competitive races here, the 1st and the 6th. The first election, it's more Republican-leaning district, so expect Swihart to win here. In Arizona 6, it's a narrow Trump district. There's going to be a top target for Democrats, and I think they're going to narrowly unseat Cisco Miney in this district. In neighboring New Mexico, they also have a narrow Trump district in the 2nd, but Vasquez nearly won by a likely blue margin against a rematch, and I think he's going to win by a likely blue margin this time around. He's going to improve upon his victory. In Texas, we only have two competitive races here, and they're all in South Texas. Henry Cuellar, it really depends on whether he's the Democratic nominee here. He is facing corruption charges, but I'm assuming he's going to win those charges as of right now. And I think he's going to win re-election if he were to be the Democratic nominee here. But if it's not him as the nominee, expect this district to flip Republican because it's just a Trump plus 7 district. But for now, I'm assuming he wins re-election. Vincent Gonzalez, he's going to be in a bit of trouble in 2026, but I still think he's going to narrowly win re-election, but he could lose. Let's take a look at the map. All right, so we're going to head to Colorado. We only have one competitive race here, and that's in the 8th district. Gabe Evans, he's probably going to lose re-election here. Democrats are really going to turn out in Colorado. Typically, it's a more bluer electorate in this state, so I think he's going to lose re-election. In Nebraska, 2nd with Don Bacon, he's kind of being iffy about whether he wants to run for this House seat again, and he is a bit of an overperformer, but this is nearly a Harris plus 5 seat here. So Democrats are going to put a lot of money into this race to try to beat him. And I do think if he were not to run, it would probably be likely blue. But right now, I think he's a narrow underdog in the seat. But this is a race to keep an eye on. He could still win. But so far, it looks like a lot of momentum's going towards the Democrats. In Iowa, I got 2 House seats here, and I think tariffs are going to definitely hurt Iowa Republicans too. But starting out with Mariette Miller Meeks, I think she wins her nomination for the primary, and I think that's pretty bad news for the Republicans. She almost lost when Trump won this district by 8. She's a very terrible candidate. I think she's going to narrowly lose re-election here. Even in the 3rd district with Zach Nunn, I think Democrats are going to put a lot of money in this race to unseat him, and I actually think they're going to succeed here. Okay, we have Missouri 2nd up next here, and internal polling has shown that Democrats are in striking distance in this race. I have a lot of doubts about that. Ann Wagner in the past, she outperformed Trump by 4% in this race, but it is a narrow Trump district, so this is something to keep an eye on here. But for now, just because the polling has shown this race is getting a bit closer, I don't think she's in danger of losing, but I will going to put her only winning by about 4 percentage points in this race. So Democrats have a shot here, but I think they're going to come up short. Let's see. We'll head to North Carolina next. We only got one competitive race down there. It really hinges on black turnout, but I think Don Davis is going to get the black turnout he needs to win re-election in this race, but this is a narrow Trump district. He could very well lose if it's low black turnout, but I still think he's going to get that turnout he needs to win. In Virginia, we got 2 competitive races. In the 7th, Eugene Vindman, now that he has incumbency advantage, he's probably going to win by a 5-point margin. Jen Kiggins, on the other hand, she's in some danger here, quite a bit of danger. I think Virginia is really going to turn much bluer in 2026. I think Republicans are going to lose the governorship in Virginia by like a likely margin, and it's also going to hurt them in 2026, all those federal firings. It's a huge federal job state. There's a lot of people who work in D.C. here that have gotten fired, and they're going to be angry at Republicans for that. So I think Jen Kiggins is a narrow underdog now. I think Democrats are going to win or succeed in unseating her. In Pennsylvania, we get a bunch of competitive races here. Fitzpatrick's race. Democrats are going to put a lot of money into trying to defeat him, but he's still going to win re-election here. He's just kind of built a brand in Pennsylvania's first. He has a big history of overperforming. He massively overperformed Trump in 2024. In Pennsylvania's 10th, Scott Perry, he nearly lost in 2024. He underperformed Trump by a decent margin, too. So I think he's in danger of losing. I think he's actually going to lose. Pennsylvania's 8th, it's a much more Republican district. I think he's going to hang on here. In Pennsylvania's 7th, Ryan McKenzie, I actually think he's going to lose re-election as well, probably due to Shapiro's coattails helping him out in this district. And it's only a narrow Trump district, too. Let's see, we have Michigan we have to go to. So in Michigan, we got a few competitive races here. Just taking a look. With John James retiring to run for governor, this is a race that's definitely primed for a Democratic flip here. It's an open seat. They nearly won this seat back in 2022, even with John James as the candidate for House in this district. So I think they have pretty good chances of actually flipping this seat blue, and I think they actually do it because it is an open seat. Rivet, she is running for re-election. I think she's going to win by a likely blue margin. Barrett's going to be in a lot of trouble here. It's only a narrow Republican district. He did outperform Trump by a decent margin, though, but I think he's going to lose re-election as well. What races do we have left? New Jersey, we got a few. So taking a look at New Jersey, I think Tom Keene's going to win re-election here. Josh Gottheimer, he's running for New Jersey governor in 2025, so he's most likely probably not going to be able to run for re-election to his House seat. So I'm putting this as likely blue. It is a narrow Democratic seat, but I think Democrats will find a good challenger to replace him. Nella Pugh, this is a Trump district, so I'm putting this as lean Democratic. This district is massively trending towards the Republicans. It's this district to keep an eye on. Okay, we just have Maine second, and Jared Golden is running for re-election now, and I think he's going to win re-election here. The Republican candidate here ran for governor. I think it's Paul LePage. He ran for governor, lost in a landslide in Maine, and Jared Golden's a very strong candidate for Maine second, so I think he's going to carry this district. In New Hampshire's first, this is going to be a lean blue district. Pappas is run for Senate, so he's no longer running in this election, but with it being a lean blue seat, I'm going to give it to the Democrats. So the Democrats are at 226 House seats, but a lot can change. Let's say Democrats lose their case in Utah, that could cause it to be a safe red seat. If Democrats aren't so aggressive in Wisconsin, that could cause them to lose a House seat here. So the map could change based on how those cases go in those state courts. But for now, assuming those cases go the Democrats' way, they're at 226 House seats, the Republicans 209. There's a lot of very close seats on this map, but this is just how I see it shaking out as of right now. So I think Democrats have a 60%, I'll say 65% chance at winning the House of Representatives as of right now. And Republicans only have a very narrow House majority to begin with. All the Democrats have to do is flip 3 seats, so they're pretty likely to win the House in 2026. Other than that, if you're new to this channel and you enjoy content like this, you should definitely subscribe. I'd appreciate it a lot. Other than that, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video.